Welcome, everyone, to the final session of the automation journey. Our webinar series focuses on helping printing business build smarter, more connected, and more efficient workflows step by step. I'm Joanna Portela, and I'll be your host today. Whether you've joined us throughout the entire series or just tuning in for the first time, we're excited to have you here. Over the past sessions, we've explored every stage of the print automation journey, from job setup and imposition to prepress, finishing, and workflow integration. Today, we close it off with step 6, AI-powered print automation with Fiery JobFlow Pro. You'll see practical examples of how automation can analyze files, apply rules dynamically, and streamline prepress tasks. But before we get started, just a few quick housekeeping notes. Everyone is muted to keep audio clear, but feel free to introduce yourself in the chat and let us know where you're joining from. Please submit your questions in the questions panel. We'll answer as many as we can live. And yes, today's session is being recorded and it will be shared by email right afterward. And we have something new today. We have a live translation feature that you can activate in the caption box. You can just click in this little arrow and choose the language you prefer, and then we'll have live captions. If you want, try it out and let us know what you think. And just one more thing, stay with us until the end. We've got a special surprise for everyone attending live today. Now let's meet today's speakers. First, we're joined by Heather Long, who will set the stage and discuss how AI-powered automation is changing print production workflows. Then, Paul Wojciech will walk you through a live demonstration of Fiery JobFlow Pro and show how intelligent workflows can help simplify and accelerate production. Now, let's get it started. Heather, the floor is yours.
Great. Thank you so much, Joanna. So yes, as you mentioned, we've now made it to the final stage in our workflow automation journey. So far, the previous steps, we've already automated the job submission process, imposition, we've used rules-based workflows, we've automated finishing, and even connected to your other print shop systems. All of that has been able to automate tasks for you. But now it's time to automate decisions in level 6. Hopefully by now you've all been starting your automation journey to automate parts of your workflow, whether that you started this maybe 2 years ago or even 2 months ago. Most of those steps helped you. You were able to cut out some manual work and then you can produce jobs faster. But then you realized your business continued to grow. You started getting more jobs, more short-run jobs. Then there was lots of variations in the files. Your customers were asking for fast delivery and you name it. That's where the traditional automation starts to break down and really hits a wall. Those rule-based workflows depend on consistency, consistent file naming, predictable job types, having stable print production conditions, having experienced operators who know how to handle different file exceptions that don't fit into the rules. But modern print environments are dynamic. Files arrive with inconsistent settings, with varying degrees of quality. Some of those are print ready, some are not, as you've seen. Different file conditions will require, different workflows. Your press availability changes throughout the day. Maybe you have some newer staff and they might not know the best action to take if the job fails pre-flighting. That results in automation just stopping and breaking down, where all of the exceptions to the rule come into play. Someone still has to inspect the job, inspect the file, decide what to do, route the job, fix the issue, or even send it all the way back to the customer. All of that manual decision-making creates a bottleneck in prepress. The challenge is that the workflows are automated, but the decisions are not. So what if your workflow could actually understand the file and make decisions in the way that your existing experienced operators would? That's where AI assisted automation comes in. Fiery JobFlow Pro isn't just faster automation, it's automation that can adapt to real production conditions. So instead of relying only on file names, it actually uses AI to analyze the file contents of the job. It looks inside the job. It looks at things such as the document structure, color usage, the format. And then it makes intelligent workflow decisions in real time based on what it sees and analyzes instead of just relying on a fixed rule set. It will then automatically route, fix, and prepare jobs without having an operator stepping in and touching them, which means fewer bottlenecks. And because the workflow is connected end to end, all the way from file intake through output, the entire operation becomes more adaptive and scalable. The key difference is that the workflow is making intelligent decisions for you instead of relying on those static rules. I want to take a moment to kind of quickly look through the process of Fiery JobFlow Pro. So a workflow can start from many ways, such as from a hot folder or a web to print system sending in a file to the workflow, or even from other triggers such as scanning a barcode or maybe the time of day. And then JobFlow Pro analyzes the file, identifies the job type, and then determines the best path. It uses AI to help make decisions like what presets should be applied, what layout is needed, what printer is the best fit for this job. And from there, the workflow then handles those repetitive job preparation steps automatically, including pre-flighting, corrections, imposition, applying color settings, you name it. Then it goes to output. And that's whether it's, generating a PDF, archiving files and jobs, or sending it directly to print. And if JobFlow Pro is connected to your MIS or ERP systems, the status updates automatically in real time. That way, the whole team always knows exactly where things stand in the workflow. In a moment, I'm going to pass it over to Paul to show you a few examples live in a demo. So he's going to show how it analyzes the files to automatically route it. You'll see how it can identify and fix common file issues, and also how it simplifies complex pre-flight reports into plain language that's tailored to different experience levels of the operator. So I'll go ahead and pass it over to you, Paul.
All right. Hi, everyone. I have a few examples today of how JobFlow Pro can help you with our AI automation tools that are built into it. So first off, can everyone see my screen?
There we go.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So I came up with a few scenarios, real life scenarios, where we can use AI automation in a current print shop. One being a common thing we run into in all print shops. It seems sometimes the most inexperienced operators end up working night shifts or late hours or by themselves sometimes. And how can they handle processing possibly a rush job that comes into the print shop? So using our AI tools, what that new user, the new operator in your print shop can do is they can use JobFlow Pro. They can actually go to my example for a rush job, so that we have a few different jobs here. We have, a few different PDFs, even a JPEG file. And for a new operator, it can be confusing. There's really not much information on what these files are, but let's submit them to the JobFlow Pro queue. All I need to do is click them. You can see they're in my queue now for upload. I will upload these files, and let's take a look at what those files are first. So you can see one of the files, West End, is just a basic two-sided business card, pretty straightforward. But here is a brochure, and as we look through the brochure, you can see that, okay, and a common problem we run into today is, as much as we hate to admit it, a lot of designers nowadays are designing for the web. So this is perfect for viewing on the web, for downloading, but to send to print, I have to break apart these files, I have to reorder them, and then reimpose them in printer order. And by using the AI tools in JobFlow Pro, we can actually sense the different file types. There was also a basic low-res JPEG, another common issue we get in a lot of print shops these days, and the customer may want it blown up as big as it can be on a 13 by 19 page in this case. And we have to scale those images, we have to res them up using tools, etc. And it takes a lot of steps to do that in a print shop, and you need some experience. But using AI tools in JobFlow Pro, we can go to the Fiery Command workstation and see our queue, and you can see it. JobFlow Pro basically used our AI tool. It sensed the file types. It sensed more than even using a traditional pre-flighting workflow, etc. It actually sensed the content of the file in the case of our document, and it created the final output that we need for print without anyone ever touching it. So let's look at a preview of our business card. So you can see the business cards are laid out. That operator really just needs to set a quantity and send these to print. We even added Duplo barcodes and registration in case they want to run it through an automated finisher. If I go to the horse JPEG, you can see what happened is it scaled a low-res image up, a 72 DPI image, to be at 300 DPI on a 13 by 19 sheet. So when we look at this, and if I zoom out a little bit, you can see it's filling my entire sheet. And it would be hard to do some of those tasks for a new user to go into Photoshop, figure out how to scale up that image, etc. And then the real difficult one in this batch is the booklet. And let's see what it did with the booklet. So it actually took the job, it broke apart the pages, it repaginated by sensing that. And the beauty, what makes this workflow more sophisticated with using AI is if I would submit a imposed document, let's say, that is already ready for the printer, it can understand that too. So it sees, okay, the page order is ready for a printer, the page order isn't ready for a printer, it's in reader spreads. So things we can do with AI. So the next workflow I would like to show you is another example where print shops are actually wanting to empower their CSRs, etc., in their shops, their sales reps, to actually be able to analyze the files. And they don't really, most of those users don't necessarily need to they don't want them to have an advanced, knowledge of Prepress tools to be able to proof their files. So in this case, basically a CSR can come in, they can upload a file to JobFlow Pro. This can be done via email, or it can even be connected to another third-party web submission system, MIS system, and we can have it flow into JobFlow Pro automatically. But what this will do is it will actually process this file, and then it will send an email into a key user's email account. We can, if we have ticket information to get that user's email address, it can actually flow right to that user. But what they can then do is receive this message, and if I click on it, you can see we have a description. And in this case, we're using AI to analyze a pre-flight report on that job. And we can set it to different levels. So we can have a customer level, which is what this is. So it's a very basic email that a CSR could easily copy and paste, send back to a user saying that, everything looks pretty good in your file, but there's a few issues that if you want for X amount of time, we can fix them, an X amount of cost for your users. So it allows them to send a simple message back. We can have this message be set for an experienced user or a shop floor operator. We have a few different levels where it will analyze and then give a nice message back. And one thing I really like about this too is it still attaches the original pre-flight. So if that CSR does have more experience, or even the end user, they can show them this, and you can actually just hover your cursor over different objects and it tells what the issues are with those objects in the file. So as they're maybe refining that customer message and sending it back to the user, they can say, okay, this is what the issue is on this element. Do you want us to fix it? And if you do, it'll be this much. Otherwise, we'll run it as is, because everything should print fine, on the first run. So gives you options, and it gives you ways to communicate to people in easily in different levels. And the final example I wanted to show today is one where it's an example we ran into where customers may have very expensive media nowadays, like synthetic medias, different printing applications. And what you can actually do with JobFlow Pro is leverage other AI tools that we have access to. And in this case, we're reading that file and we're checking for any grammar errors. This example came up when a customer, again, was using expensive media. They could not have any grammar errors on the files because it would be very costly for them to reproduce the work. And what this workflow will do is it'll send the job through to the Fiery if it sees no grammar errors without an issue. And then if there is an error, it will email to a key operator where they can see the text in the document, and then they can actually click on a report that shows all the grammar errors in the files. So they can send again this report back to the customer, say, hey, you have these grammar errors in the file. Do you want us to proceed, or do you want us to correct them before we go to print? And then get a sign off if, either way, when they get the final output that is correct for that user. So 3 examples where we're using modern AI technology to not only just do basic checks on the document, to really look inside the document and analyze it and come back to the users with feedback, or to actually go through and automatically correct these files too. We can do that as well.
Great. Thanks, Paul. We appreciate you showing us all that. Those are really great examples. And this just scratches the surface of what's possible with JobFlow Pro, and how it removes those decisions from your workflow. Beyond what we showed or Paul showed today, you can also integrate with advanced capabilities such as sending low resolution images for AI image upscaling and enhancement with Visus. Maybe you want to have a humidity sensor in the shop and automatically pause color critical jobs until the conditions are back within the tolerance threshold. Maybe you want to prioritize certain VIP customers' rush jobs that come in, or even automatically print a shipping label once a specific job is complete. It really is endless of the possibilities of what we can do here. So what does this actually mean for you in your business? Manual touch points can drop from, taking minutes all the way down to seconds. Your staff no longer has to inspect every job and decide what to do. Now you can get predictable output, which means fewer production errors and fewer costly reprints. You're able to do more with the team that you already have without adding more operators to keep up with your hopefully growing job volume. It means no new hires, no expanding payroll cost. Your team can now handle more work because they're not stuck solving problems that the automation should be handling for you. So this is more efficiency. You can get faster turnarounds. And then that additional margin stays with you and your business. I just want to kind of quickly cover some specifications here for you. JobFlow Pro is a browser-based solution that runs locally in your print environment. It installs on Windows, and your operators can access it through a web browser. And this makes it easy to manage and monitor the workflows across the shop. AI is optional, but it is a big part of what makes JobFlow Pro so powerful. If you want to use it, you can get an API key from OpenAI or Anthropic. Licensing is subscription-based, so you can start off with just 1 year, see how you like it, and start to practice and use it. You can purchase JobFlow Pro through your Fiery reseller or also on our Fiery shop online. And because every print environment is different, we have Fiery professional services available to help you with your workflow setup for customization needs and integration. So that way you can get up and running quickly and tailor it to your specific needs. So as Joanna mentioned, a little surprise for you guys. We have a 20% off Fiery JobFlow Pro available as a thank you for joining us today in our webinar. We're offering this through our Fiery shop for 2 weeks, starting today through May 27th. So this is a great way to go ahead and get started. If you'd like to explore how it can fit into your workflows and maybe, see how it can automate specific job types, go ahead and schedule a session with our Fiery expert, Paul, here. Go ahead and visit that link and he can talk to you directly and walk you through some examples.
Yeah, and Heather, I'd like to add here, because I see there are many of our partners in the call today as well. So if you're a partner, you can contact your SDM or TSS that you probably know as well.
Great, thank you. And also, as mentioned in the chat too, this was level 6. So we have all the past sessions covering the previous levels of automation, as well as other Fiery topics, webinars at fiery.com/webinars. So go ahead and check those out. So we want to go ahead and open it up for Q&A. So you can enter your questions into the panel there for the questions, and we will address as many as we can.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Heather. And just before we get to the questions, I would like to ask you for a big favor. If you have some time after this, if you can answer this quick survey, just to tell us how we did. And you can also leave your wish for a next topic, a next webinar session we can do. We love to see your feedback, and we also love to see your ideas. So yes. All right. Let's start with the questions. So Christopher asked if we can integrate JobFlow Pro with Pressero.
So any system that really does a XML, JDF, even JSON ticket, we can integrate JobFlow Pro with. And I noticed in the chat that there was a great question about MIS systems. So with the latest platform of JobFlow Pro, we have many more tools available to us, since it's an entirely new platform to connect to all sorts of different softwares. So if it isn't something we have in our list, it's just something, again, where just schedule a discussion with me. We can discuss it, we can get some samples, and we can potentially just, integrate with that software. That's one of the most exciting things about our new platform, is that we can connect to all these different sorts of software, manipulate the jobs, and then get the jobs to the Fiery ready to print. So that's a great question.
Great. And Ken asked if you can get a free trial license. Yes, you can. And let me just share with you all the link to get to request a free trial. It's going right now. So you can click here and fill in this form, and they will receive a free trial LEC for 30 days. All right. So now the next question. In the examples here with the AI workflow, it seems like it's using the Fiery Impose. Does the AI Power JobFlow Pro come bundled with Impose?
No, it's a separate cost for Fiery Impose. So it depends. It'll look, at the presets you've set up. And so if you have Fiery Impose, then you can go ahead and utilize that imposition process in the workflows. We are looking at providing another bundled option for a discount with JobFlow Pro and Impose. Not yet, but we are taking a look at that, which it would be available on our Fiery shop, hopefully.
Okay. Now, the other question I have here from Corey is, we have our sales team create a PDF of all tickets. If you drop both the ticket and the print file into a segment, could you have a flow that ensures the file works with that ticket information and applies it smartly to a cut sheet or wide format if it knows what our equipment is?
Yes, yeah, we can do things like that with JobFlow Pro to process a ticket and files together, submitted to a workflow. Mm-hmm.
Great. So another question I have here from Robert is, how much is a subscription with full AI?
Yeah, so we have JobFlow Pro is subscription for $2,750 per year. And then we've actually decided to connect with APIs through your own, either from OpenAI or Anthropic. And then that way we aren't managing and maintaining all your proprietary data. You choose your own system for the AI, and then you will have, you'll purchase API tokens. And we've used actually a really confined model for it that's really concise. And so at max, we've done a lot of tests. At max, it might be like $20 a month for using those API tokens and credits. So it really depends on your workflow and how much you use it, but it's really pennies on the dollar for using that.
Thank you, Heather. And I have a question from Isaac. How is JobFlow different from just using hot folders?
JobFlow, it's really, we've had JobFlow for a while. This is our latest platform, but it separates itself from hot folders really with doing true automation. So hot folders, very traditional tool, resides on your computer. JobFlow Pro is centralized, so a big response, to our customers. They wanted a centralized way to manage hot folders, and then the ability to use like callus tools and focus tools to correct and manipulate files, as well as using scripting and other forms and third-party tools, things like that, gives JobFlow Pros so much more power than our traditional hot folder utility to manipulate the files and then send the files to the Fiery completely ready to print with all the instructions. Even as we were mentioning earlier with as we mentioned earlier with doing connections to MIS systems and other third-party tools like that as well. Those are things you just don't get with basic hot folder tools.
Okay. And I'm seeing here a few questions about people that might already have JobFlow. So the question is, what happens if you already have JobFlow, and what will happen with the classic version of JobFlow in the future? Yes. So how could they get an upgrade, perhaps?
Yes. So JobFlow Pro is brand new. It's built on a modern visual workflow foundation. And so it is built ground up different from the existing JobFlow. So for those users who have the old existing JobFlow and they have a valid SMSA, we will ask you to reach out to us, and you can fill out a form, and we can kind of talk to you about then transferring those existing years of SMSA into the new JobFlow Pro subscription licensing. We just want to make sure that we can transition things smoothly for you. Coming up in a soon upcoming release, we will have integration with InFocus Pit Stop. We don't quite have it yet. Just in a few months, we will finish that integration. Right now, we're using Callus PDF Toolbox, and which is as powerful, if not more powerful, than InFocus Pit Stop. So it's not quite a seamless transition yet. That's why we want you to reach out. We can kind of work with you in your workflows to transition, but we do have that process for them.
Yeah, Heather, what you just said just matches a question that Kevin just asked. What is the advantage of using JobFlow Pro? We use Switch and have that connected into InFocus Switch.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me see here, more questions. Can JobFlow Pro support automation to multiple Fieries?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You only need one license of JobFlow Pro, and it can connect to as many Fieries as you have. Also to note, you do not actually have to have a Fiery server to use JobFlow Pro. We are able to export PDFs and connect to other printers as well. So it really does work well with as many printers as you have, either of them being Fiery driven or not Fiery driven.
Okay. Right. I think we got all of the questions. I'm just scrolling through to see if I missed anything. Yes, I think we got them all, and we are right on time. So I think that's perfect.
I just want to iterate one more time. There was, some
there's
questions
another one.
about.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Just to reiterate, JobFlow Pro is not the existing JobFlow. It's not just a add-on or anything with AI. It is, again, entirely new platform built from the ground up. AI is one of the big capabilities, but not the only difference. It's a new architecture. It's much faster, much more flexible. It's got a lot of broad range of different integrations, connect to different, again, Fiery or non-Fiery, different printers. It's got a lot of advanced PDF handling and extremely fast. So this is ready for all of your Industry 4.0 systems and can connect to lots of other IoT devices throughout your print shop.
Okay. So I got two more questions, then we'll close it off. Does the subscription to JobFlow Pro include subscription to InFocus?
No, it does not include that. So that's why we're able to actually lower the cost a lot now of JobFlow Pro. So if you want to, use InFocus Pitstop, then you can go ahead and purchase your own license in the future version in a few months of JobFlow to continue. But we do include Callus PDF Toolbox, which, like I mentioned, is as powerful, if not more. So that is included with JobFlow Pro.
Yeah, and the great thing is as well, when we offer the InFocus connector later this year, you'll also have Callus tools. So you're going to have Callus, which is built in, and then InFocus as well.
Yeah.
Right. And the other question from Isaac was, for machines that don't have Fiery, how does JobFlow Pro deal with large files to help send to print quickly without the Fiery?
Yeah, it can handle large files. It with the new architecture, really just messaging between the applications, and then each node that is processing or doing different manipulations to the job are just processing the job if they need to. So it is much more efficient. And then we do have some methods we are developing to connect, like IPP, et cetera, to send to non-Fiery driven devices. So those are all things you're going to see a little later this year in the next revision of the software. But we are working on that. So.
Yeah. Well, perfect. Well, that was it. Yeah, if you have any other questions or need a little bit more information, you can contact Paul. The link is there in the link box, but you also get a link in the email right after this, together with the recording. But if you also have other technical questions, you can use Fiery Communities. It's free, and our team will get back to you over there. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Heather and Paul, for this great presentation, and I hope to see you next time.
Great, thank you.